Hey everyone, welcome back. Me and Paulus here. Today I want to talk about how to build a business that's going to really set you free. So why did you get into business? Many entrepreneurs will say something to do with time and money freedom. I want to earn good money, set my own schedule, and live a no limits life. Great idea, but why do so many business owners fail to do this? Many of them end up stressed out, working every hour under the sun, never relaxing, even on a holiday, and often earning less than they deserve for the time that they spend. On today's video, I want to share my thoughts about creating a business that truly sets you free. All right, let's go and get started. So like I said, I think most of us want to create that lifestyle business that really sets us free. But let's first define what I think a true lifestyle entrepreneur is. I think the 4-hour work week back in 2006 and over the next 15 years has exploded this lifestyle entrepreneur. You can work 4 hours a week and using VAs, and then you have this great life. And the thing is, here we are 15 years later, and I think we're actually working harder in our companies, not easier. And I think it's because the solutions that are out there haven't caught up with what is needed in business. Back in the old days, you built teams, you created sustainable companies that can grow without you. I've done a lot of videos about a concept called team sourcing that I won't go in this video, but it helps you really if you want to still use outsourcing, but use a team sourcing outsourcing solution that can still do have the same effect that an in-house team is, and even better because you can literally use fractional labor for all the different departments and skills. But we create this expecting one person to be able to do everything in your business, and it just isn't realistic. It's not the way people's minds are built. It's not the way we have just unrealistic expectations for what a virtual assistant a lot of times can do. So as a lifestyle entrepreneur, we were promised, I can work whenever I want. I can work wherever I want. And but the thing is we're working really hard, maybe on the beach, but we're not really enjoying the beach. And so I want to get to where you can actually start enjoying the beach again. And that's my goal in this video. So when you do want to go on vacation, you're not stressing to look at all your messages and manage your team and all of those different things. And so the true lifestyle entrepreneur, in my opinion, is one that has created a sustainable company that can grow and scale without them. And that's really where I want to get you to get to. And really, sometimes maybe you have to put in the 1 to 3 years of hard work, building a team and getting it going to get to that point. But I promise you, it is so much more worth it. In my business, it took me about 15 years to develop, to really be able to honestly say to you, I could leave tomorrow for 3 months and my business would grow without me. 5 years ago, I could not have said that. Now I have built this team sourcing company, which is a behemoth of a thing to do. When you have different teams and departments and skills, like it's not an easy task to take on, but I was willing to do it because my whole goal, and I feel called to really serve you and find ways to really simplify business. And I realized that this was the only way to really do that. And similarly, you're seeing this with software now. If you think about the software trends, what happened is everybody said niche, niche, niche. And I agree from a revenue perspective. When you niche, it's great. You can grow faster and scale. But from an operations perspective for business, it's really put us in a bind as business owners. And so what happened is we have all these niche softwares. And I could tell you with most companies that we work with, there's probably 10 to 20 softwares that businesses aren't even using. They're just sitting there. And so software has gotten so niche, we've had to stitch so many things together. But today, what is the trend you're seeing? You look at Salesforce, you look at HubSpot, you look at ClickUp, a lot of these popular ones that are out there. Like they're literally doing all of the different components now within one software. And it's because we got so exhausted trying to stitch everything together. And so I love the trend where we're headed. Sometimes broad is better. Sometimes finding niche things as appendages to broad is good. But as an overarching system and flow and back end, broad is actually better. It's better to get it done than to get it done perfectly. So before we dig into the 2 business focuses that will really set you free, I want you to understand that you are unique as an entrepreneur, that most people are not like us. If you're able to be broad and go deep and go strategic and go tactical and really kind of see everything, like that's probably about 1 to 3% of the population. Most of the world cannot do the unicorn magic we do to run our company. And so we sometimes expect employees that we hire to do those things. We don't want people to be like us. It would be a crazy world if everybody had our brain. We want to get people that complement us, that can take our vision and run with it and go deeper and go more granular. And, I think if you're like me, like now that I'm getting more and more into the vision side and less into the the deeper stuff of the business, which I did for a long time, and my brain can actually do really well. But now that I'm doing a lot of the vision stuff, I find that part of my brain is starting to turn off, and like I start to cringe now, and I have to go and get back in the trenches and do work. Luckily, I have an amazing team that protects me from that, probably because they don't want me there. But it's amazing when you can get to that point where you can really be set free in a business, and you have a team that really backs you, that they're there to protect your time and know that you're better suited going externally and doing business development and those kind of things rather than managing all the people in the operations. And so let's really dig into 2 ways that we can really set ourselves free in our business. Okay, so the first way to really be set free in your business, and you're probably not going to like this one very much, but it's really to focus on you. I always say that your business is only as good as you. So before you start to really dig into your business and scale, like really focus on who you are, what's your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are things that maybe you need to really go see a psychiatrist on. I say that not to like be a bad person, but I go to a psychiatrist. Like there's things that we don't see about ourselves. I have a business coach. I have a mindset coach. Like all these people are important because we are too close to ourselves. So the sooner we humble ourselves and realize we're not perfect, kind of swallow our pride a little bit and say, okay, tell me what I'm missing. Like I don't have anybody to be accountable to in my business because my team does all this stuff. And so I need somebody to hold me accountable to where I don't go too crazy. And yeah, I mean, obviously my right-hand guy, Cameron, he holds me accountable to a degree, but I also need to know as I'm going and do my vision, he's so much focused internally on the company. I needed somebody to help me as I'm focused on the vision and externally. Am I going too squirrely? And one way that my business coach helped me was I wanted to go buy up businesses and put them through my business model. And he's like, Mia, if you focus 100% in this business, you have $1 billion idea. I was like, okay, that got me thinking, it got me talking, or got me focused. And sometimes we just need somebody to tell us that. Because again, I've been sitting on my hands for 15 years. And as an entrepreneur, I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things I want to do. But to really see success in business, it might take a decade to get there. But you're going to be so much more wealthy and farther along if you're willing to stick with something longer than if you keep changing up every 1 or 2 years. So there's really 2 reasons why most people stay poor. One is they don't follow a strategy to help them get successful in business. I've been working on something called the impact equation, which if some of my videos you've seen me launch, about talking about the different phases of business and what's required in those different phases. I think mine's awesome. I think I've taken a lot of the principles and truths and pulled them together. But at the end of the day, a system usually will work if you follow it and you follow it consistently. I say that loosely because there are also some really bad ones out there. But if they're decent people that have had success, that have had success stories through it, usually if you follow it consistently, it'll work. And the second piece is that they don't have a mindset of a wealthy person. This was probably something that the hardest thing for me. I just care to help people. And so it's really hard for me to put on, like, dress a certain way or be a certain way. And I really have had to continue to elevate to play the part. Like, I attract a lot of sophisticated companies that want to work with us and really create sustainable, scalable companies. If I dressed with like I just woke up, they probably wouldn't respect me. And that's something I had to kind of get over, that I had to still play a certain part and really get a belief. Recently, I joined a $50,000 mastermind group. That's a yearly mastermind group. You have to be over $1 million in revenue to join this group. And if I got nothing else out of the mastermind, the one thing that makes it worth it is strictly the belief that I've developed in myself. Because you talk to these successful people and they don't question you that you can, because you've shown that you can get to $1 million plus in revenue every year, right? So they don't question if you can, do the nitty gritty stuff and do the hard work and get to your business at that next level. That alone was like life changing for me. And so the sooner you can start associating with people that are at the same level and above you, people that believe in you wholeheartedly. A lot of times it's not your family. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I have to, with my family, not say a lot of stuff about what I'm doing in the vision because they just don't understand. And it's not their fault. It's just something you have to understand. And so you need to find also those people that do understand you, that are your people, that it's your community. That's why I travel a lot and doing mastermind groups and have a business coach that believes in me. Like, having that belief in yourself and then elevating yourself to the part that you need to play in business is huge. this last week, I literally just went to Las Vegas, which I haven't been there in 20 years. It's changed a little bit. I won't give you my horror stories that happened there with my hotel room, but it was interesting. There's some really good shops there to shop with, and the guy that dresses Russell Brunson is also my business coach, and he was doing a style event. So I went there, and we looked at some custom jackets, and we looked at different brands and things. And so I literally just bought my first $600 Gucci belt, which is like really hard for me to even say on this video because that is not my grain. But he's like, you need these different pieces as you start to talk with people and interact with people. Like, I'm trying to work with a level of sophistication, businesses that are at different phases of business, but take it seriously. I want to work with serious entrepreneurs that want to really get their business to grow and scale without them to where they can be truly that lifestyle entrepreneur. Okay, so to wrap up the first half of this segment, we just have to remember that freedom isn't free. If we want to have freedom in our business, we have to be willing to do the work that requires us to get there. And first things first, you got to take care of yourself. Your business will only be as good as you. You only be the leader. Your business will cap out at the level of leadership you are. In another video, I'll be talking about emotional intelligence and how that is an amazing quality that business leaders need and is really what's going to stop you in business if you don't develop those qualities. So the purpose of this channel is really to set you free in business. We'll be sharing videos about how to get your business to run without you so that you can be the best that you can be. And we can do that through my unique impact equation system. So you'll see a lot of videos where I talk about the different phases of business and what's required in that phase. So please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share with any of your friends that you think will benefit the most. Okay, now let's get back to the video. Okay, so the second part of setting yourself free is to really know where you're at in business and being honest with where you're at and what is required to get to the next level of business. I would say probably about 80% of the businesses we work with are stuck in something we call pre-scale phase. And it's this phase when you start to shift from being the visionary to kind of starting to you've had a couple profitable launches, and now you're having to start to build a team and kind of reinvest those profits into a system and starting to build a lot of different components. I mean, it could be your team that you need to build, your systems, your processes. You're having to focus a lot on customer retention now. I mean, I actually, with somebody on my team, we mapped out all the things that are required in this pre-scale phase. No wonder why everybody gets stuck in this phase of business. It really is a lot that's required, and it's outside of our comfort zone. It's not what we're good at. So that's why it's super important to start hiring people around you during this phase that can really start to support you in those areas that you're not good at, because most people are scared to hire and scared to buy their time. And that's why they get stuck and they get in this perpetual rat race and never can get to the next phase of business. And so if you really want to free up your time, know where you're at. So if you're in this pre-scale phase, okay, here's all the things that are required. I got to either do it myself or got to figure out people that can do those things for me. I recommend the latter, not the prior, because eventually your business will cap out at you. Most of the time, we are the problem in our business. So that's why the first thing I talked about was making sure you elevate yourself first, because again, your business won't be as good as you, but then elevate your team, elevate your systems, elevate your process, because all of those things together is what's going to get you freedom in your business. I was recently at a mastermind event, and I've seen this a lot with the people in the mastermind that I'm a part of. They are really good marketers. It's really a lot of people around marketing. It's Russell Brunson's mastermind, and they're master marketers. I was kind of opposite of everybody else, where I built the team and the systems, and now I'm trying to catch up on the front end because we just organically grew. And then now I'm trying to build this company at an even bigger scale. And so I'm doing all of the different channels of growth to really beef it to the next level. And so it's interesting being in the room with a lot of these folks because they got really good at launching a lot, and they got really kind of almost selfish with their profits because they had really good profits, but they took that money and spent it, and they didn't invest the profits from those launches into the infrastructure to get to that next level. And so what happens is that growth curve starts to go downward, and you're like, crap, I don't have the revenue now to support the system. But as the revenue is starting to go up, if you're starting to beef up the system at the same time, you can keep that curve going. And then when you get to another stage where you're like, okay, I've maxed out paid ads. Okay, now I need to go build another channel of growth. I'm going to go into organic, or I'm going to go and do cold calling or manual outbound outreach, like whatever it is. Like you got to keep adding more channels of growth too. So that's going to keep you going. My arms are like stuck. I can't keep going, but we're going to keep going. So then you keep growing, you're at the scale phase of business, you're adding more channels of growth, but you've maxed out one core product. And then you're like, now that product is you've really gotten the majority of the people to buy it. So now you need to go and expand on that product or diversify into other products. And that is what keeps the momentum going in your business. But we just kind of ride the wave of our high of where we're at and don't realize that there's phases in business. And we got to keep the momentum going and know what's ahead and what's next in that phase. So then you literally can keep that curve going all the way up. But the problem is we ride the high, not realizing that there's another phase. And then it drops down and we're like, crap, my business is going under if I don't shift dramatically. And I see that time and again with the people in the groups that I'm a part of and the clients that we work with. So as you can see, I'm a little passionate about this and I'm determined to really help entrepreneurs get unstuck. And so I'm actually putting on a 5-day free event. It's a VIP event that is literally just a little bit of time each day. And it's pre-recorded so you can kind of do it when it's right for you. And it literally is a way to get you unstuck. It's really about leveraging time. The norm now with business is to do it all yourself and micromanage all these people. Like, I want to show you how to be smarter with time. Those are the most successful people in business, those that can have figured out how to master, leverage, and really get a return on their time. So again, to go to this 5 free-day event and get started, you can go to mastermindmytime.com. And it'll be super fun. It'll be me putting on the event. I'm really excited to connect with you. And again, you can go to mastermindmytime.com and it will be in the description of this video.